Hello and welcome to Veg Out Huntsville, the place to go when you're looking for a place to eat or a place to shop, vegan and plant-based. Now, I was getting a lot of questions on the website, on Twitter, on Facebook, about various different things, so I thought I'd make a special vlog to address those. And if you have any questions, please feel free to post them on any social media. Or if you have an answer that you think is better than mine, also go ahead and post it on the social media and I'll pass it along. Now, Catherine wrote me back in May actually, and I am sorry to say that I still have not been to this place, but it sounds absolutely delicious and it's on my list of places to try out. Now she says, have you tried Viet Sandwich on Highway 72? Now I looked up where this is, and it's actually in the shopping center where 72 and Slaughter and Jeff Road cross. At that intersection there's a shopping center, and it's in there. Now we've been veggie vegan here for 16 years and are always excited to hear about new dining options. So definitely looking forward to hearing if you find something new. Viet Sandwich has a veggie banh mi sandwiches with a soy-based protein patty. They asked me if I wanted mayo on it, which I declined to make it vegan. I did get ours spicy, which means fresh jalapenos, delicious to us, but perhaps too hot for others. They also have rice paper spring rolls, however I didn't get them. The sandwiches are only $3.75, and traditionally that type of bread contains no animal products. So it sounds like a cheap and delicious place to try. I will be looking forward to trying it soon. Next, just a couple days ago, Holly posted, Publix is now selling Tofurky artesian sausages. The chicken apple flavor is the business. And Gardein is on sale, buy one get one free. They're starting tomorrow. She says it's a good week for stunt meat. So be sure to check out Publix. Now Publix does carry a wide range of fake meat products, which can be quite delicious. They usually have a whole lot of oil in them, so if you're looking for health, there's not a whole lot of options there. But if you're merely looking for a taste or a treat once in a while, there's some great options there. Go check them out at any Publix. Then Shannon asked the question, do you know if any of the local food trucks offer vegan options? They're all over the place this time of year, and I'd rather not stand in line forever to find out they don't have anything good. I had just this experience. Actually, that is part of the reason why I started this, because I was seeing all these food trucks that generally don't list their menus online, and I have no idea what they have, and then you have like a half an hour wait time to get up just to the counter to ask what they have, and then half the time most of them don't know what vegan means, and it's a terribly long process, and then meanwhile everybody behind you is going, come on, what's going on? So it can be a very frustrating experience. So I decided that this information needed to be shared so that everybody individually didn't have to do this. Now the first food truck I set out, which is actually the first vlog I ever did, was Crave Heat. And that's available. If you're listening to this one, you probably know where to find the other vlogs, either on YouTube, or you can go to the blog, vegouthsv.blogspot.com for the vlog on Crave Heat, which is, of course, a food truck and very, very, very delicious. As far as other options, that is definitely something on my to-do list, to check out other food trucks that are vegan friendly. However, I did post the question on Facebook and Twitter, and I got a lot of responses on Twitter actually. Living Like a Local reposted the question, as did Huntsville Events. A couple of places did. And Living Like a Local tells me that on Tacos can do vegan. This is probably correct, because a lot of Mexican places can, because traditional Mexican is extremely vegan friendly. So a lot of places, unless it's very Tex-Mex, will usually be able to find you something that they can adjust anyway. Although they may not know what the word vegan means. That's the problem I run into. But anyway, so they say on tacos is is an option. I know I've been talking extensively with Earth and Stone Wood-Fired Pizza on Twitter, which Living Like a Local also put me in touch with them. And obviously, a pizza place is going to have vegetarian options. But oddly enough, there actually looks like they'd have some vegan options. Their crust is entirely vegan. They have hummus and they have veggies, and I think you put all these together and you have kind of sort of a pita pizza that sounds quite delicious. Now, I've looked at their crust before because I'm a big bread person, despite not being able to eat much of it, having a gluten allergy, and their crust looked absolutely delicious. So I was very excited to learn that there was some options rather than just having a cheeseless pizza, you know. For some reason, I have an issue. I know real Italian pizza doesn't actually have hardly any cheese on it, but I've never been able to get into that. But if you put hummus on it, somehow I can pretend it's not actually pizza, and then I like it. So there's anyway, that's just my weirdities. So Earth and Stone Wood-Fired Pizza is another place that is very friendly and eager to find something that was vegan. Everybody, when this food truck question gets asked, everybody goes, "Oh, Chef Will." Now, I love Chef Will. I have talked about him before in my vlogs. It is amazing food. It's entirely vegetarian food and very vegan friendly. If you just say the word vegan, he can make something up. He can direct you to what's on the menu, what's already vegan, or he can make something special for you. He's an excellent chef. But I don't count him as a food truck because his trailer outside does not actually move. He stays at Low-Mel, and it's just sort of, the reason why that trailer was put there to begin with many years ago is because it couldn't bring the mill up to code to have food in there because the floors and the walls were so horrible. You didn't want to make food in there. Now they have since, of course, changed that as more money has gone into the building, and they have a Happy Tummy is there inside, and it's very clean in there and whatnot. But that trailer has still remained outside there, and that's where Chef Will is. But I'm not certain it can move, but in any way, it definitely doesn't. You can, however, find him out and about. He has he'll have a tent set up at Green Street Market, which is Thursday evenings, a lot of times. And you can find him other places just outside of there, but not usually at the food truck rallies. So I don't technically count him as a food truck. Now, were he to get into the food truck rally business, I would be absolutely ecstatic, as I think would a lot of people, because everybody loves Chef Will. So the other thing I wanted to talk to people about is that Living Like a Local is putting on a burger contest. Now, I asked some questions, and the folks at Living Like a Local decided that they ought to have a veggie burger section, which is great. At one point was considered to be a judge, but I said I would need to know that these were vegan burgers, not just vegetarian, and the food places were not willing to accommodate me in that manner. But there is a veggie burger section, and that's June 21st, and if you want more information on that, you can check out Living Like a Local, with an OG. We are in the South. And Living Like a Local is a great place, despite the food trucks not being accommodating. That's not their fault. Living Like a Local have been very supportive, have been very helpful in finding out information about vegan and spreading the word about vegan foods. So check them out. They're a great place to learn about Huntsville events that are going on. They're on Twitter, they're on Instagram, they're on Facebook, and then of course they have a website, livinglikealocal.com, and they have vlogs at least twice a week. So check them out and get some great information through them. That does bring up a point that I was kind of disappointed about, in that businesses have kind of, especially in exploring this vegan thing, people have like this stigma. If you say the word vegan, they just shut down and they can't talk to you. And so as a business, that puts you in kind of a situation where the business is against the consumer, and that's just not a good business ideal, surprisingly. And so I've been, for the most part, businesses have been very friendly and very easy to work with. But then, of course, you run across just that one that's just like, well, we can't talk to you because you're vegan. And I think that's very short-sighted. The number of vegans in this country has doubled in just a couple of years. Now, when my brother told me this, I wasn't very terribly impressed, because I said, well, okay, if you have 2 people and you convince 2 other people to join you, well, your number has doubled, but that doesn't really mean a whole lot. You're still just 4 people. But looking at it another way, for instance, my parents went on vacation a little while ago, and on their way they stopped at Nashville and found a couple of all-vegetarian restaurants that were very vegan-friendly for them to stop at on their way up and way through. And they sat in line waiting on a table for 45 minutes. And that is not the only vegetarian restaurant in Nashville. This is a lot bigger movement than I think businesses around here are giving credit. And if we want to, you know, the city's really trying to push this, okay, we're going to get some tourism in here, which I think is great. But in order for that to happen, we're going to have to become a lot more world friendly and be a lot things that people are going to expect that they can find anywhere else in the country. And one of those is places that they can eat at, because if they can't eat anywhere, they're not going to come here. And it's not just strict vegans that are affected by this, it's people with food allergies. Dairy is you have peanuts and you have dairy. Those are your top allergies. If you can't take that out of your food, you can't eat. And to completely dismiss that is short-sighted as a business, and you're going to lose money, and you're not going to be able to move on with the times. So anyway, just been a bit frustrated lately, and I'm hoping businesses will. The other thing I'm hoping to do with this group is perhaps get businesses to take the movement a little bit more seriously, because it is a movement. It's not, people try to dismiss it as some sort of weird cult, but it's not. It has nothing to do with that, really. It's a interest in being healthy and an interest in living more kindly on the earth, because eating meat and dairy products is arguably the most destructive thing you can do, environmentally speaking, and also the most destructive thing you can do to your body, according to the longest and largest dietary study ever conducted. And a lot of people are, of course, realizing this and wanting to at least cut down on their intake, and would definitely use these options, even if they're not strict 24-hour vegans. They would definitely use these options if they were available on occasion. Anyway, so that's my rant for the day. So post your questions or your answers to anything that's been asked. Anything that you want to ask. Tell me places that you think I should check out, and yes, I will get to that Vietnamese sandwich shop because it sounds delicious. And in the meantime, I hope you enjoy, and tell me if you find some nice, tasty food.
Left my ship with storms on my mind, high wind and tossing sea. Sod made with soft green eyes, take my mind off me. I did lie, but I did lie, but I did lie,